Hello students, in the last video we have completed the chapter Strategies for the Enhancement in Food Production. Today we are going to start the new chapter, that is Microbes in Human Welfare. So this chapter will include all the essential microorganisms which are beneficial to human in many ways. Like the microbes, they're used in the kitchen, that is in the household, then in the industries for the production of antibiotics, then beverages companies, then after that it is used as a energy source like in biogas, then it is used also in the sewage treatment, then after that it is also used as a biocontrol agents or also in the field of biofertilizer in organic farming. So all these microbes till now we completed, they're all the pathogenic organisms which cause the different diseases. They are infectious till now, whatever the microorganisms we have studied. But the microbes, they are useful to human also. Like in the chapter Reproductive Health, in Human Health and Disease, in those chapters, whatever the microorganisms we have studied, all of them, they cause disease. So that's why we also have to give our eye to the organisms, the microorganisms which are beneficial to us. They are rather helping us. Some of the microorganisms, they're also present inside our body. They live inside our digestive tract. They help in the digestion, right? So what happened? These microorganisms, they are used in day-to-day uses. Okay, so that you can't be biased. You can think always that microbes are always disease-causing organisms. No, the microbes, they are also beneficial to humankind. Okay, so in this chapter we will discuss all those microbes which are beneficial to us. So first of all, we should know what are the microbes. The microbes are the organisms which can't be seen through the naked eye. We can't see because our eye cannot see or cannot focus on those microorganisms. Only with the help of the microscope we can see the microorganisms. Apart from the plants and animals, also lots of organisms are there in the earth. They are the microorganisms. So this microorganism can be a bacteria, can be a fungi, can be a cyanobacteria. They can be present in any type of environment. Okay, right? So let us see what are the microbes. Okay, so the microbes are the organisms which can't be seen with naked eye. Now we need to know also some important things, that the microbes, where they can survive, where they actually live. See, the microbes, normally what we think that if you boil the water, then the microbes present in it dies. But yes, the lots of microorganisms, they can survive in extreme conditions. Like they can survive in extreme temperature, like in the thermal vents. They can also survive deep down in the seas. They can also survive in the polar region, in the North Pole, in the ice also they can survive, right? So the microorganisms, they can present everywhere. Okay, so it can present everywhere, in the soil, in water, or in the air. Okay, in this I can give you one very important and famous example which can actually withstand the temperature of around 95 degrees Celsius. So around boiling temperature they can survive. So one of the bacteria, this is known as Thermophilus bacteria. So this Thermophilus bacteria, it can survive in extreme heat. Okay, so it can survive in around 95 degrees Celsius. Okay, So this microorganism, this thermophilus bacteria, is actually used in biotechnology in one technique that is known as PCR, polymerase chain reaction. So what is polymerase chain reaction? Polymerase chain reaction is just like a Xerox machine, wherein if suppose you want the copies of DNA, it can give you the multiple copies. So that is PCR. In just the for you to understand what is PCR, that is just the definition, but there are lots of procedures we will see in biotechnology. So this thermophilus bacteria, they can survive in extreme temperature, so that's why it is used in PCR, right? So this way lots of microorganisms, they can survive in all the type of environment, like in air, water, soil, in the root nodules, inside our body, everywhere it can survive. So that you don't think that microorganisms will die whenever you increase or you boil the water. Most of the bacteria, most of the pathogens, microorganisms can die. But yes, most of the microorganisms, they can die, but lots of organisms, microorganisms, they can survive also in extreme temperature. So this is the thermophilus bacteria. Now we will see those microorganisms where they can be used, right? So let us see this microorganisms. Okay, so these microorganisms, they can be our hero also. Okay, so these microorganisms, they can survive in all the type of environment, in everywhere, almost everywhere they can survive, and it is beneficial to human. So we will see what are the uses of microorganisms in their fields. Okay, so in this chapter, microbes in human welfare, we will see only those. So first of all, just see these microorganisms, they're used in our kitchen, in the household, like in the production of curd, in the production of cheese, then the we can also use the bread. Okay, so everywhere in the kitchen, these microorganisms are used. Next one, these microorganisms, they can be used also in the industries. Okay, so what are the industries which use the microorganisms? Yes, these microorganisms are used in the beverages companies, like in the alcohol industries. Okay, so this multi-billion dollar industries, they're based on the microorganisms. They produce the different alcoholic beverages like whiskey, rum, beer, brandy, all those. So we will see all those processes, how actually by fermentation, all those industries, they produce the all those beverages. So in the industries, the microorganisms are used. Next one, the microorganisms, they're also used as a bioactive agents. Okay, bioactive molecules are present. Okay, like some type of enzymes we use. Okay, then the antibiotics we use. Okay, so antibiotics is actually one famous discovery that around in the Second World War, this first microorganism was discovered, and that microorganism is actually was a fungus, that is penicillin, and this penicillin actually treated millions of people who were actually died due to the infections. So that was the discovery of the microorganism. That is the discovery of the antibiotic. Then after that, see, these microorganisms, they can be also used in the sewage, right? What is sewage now? Sewage is nothing but the wastewater. This wastewater is nothing but the water coming from our kitchen, coming from our toilet. So all this water, they can't be directly thrown into the water bodies, water reservoirs. They have to be first of all treated, and after that they can be once again reusable. So in this sewage treatment also, these microorganisms actually are used to purify the water. Okay, so in the sewage treatment, microorganisms are used, right? Next one, these microorganisms, they can be also used in the biogas production. See, microorganisms, by the process of fermentation, it produces some type of chemicals which are inflammable. So those gases we can use as a source of energy. So in you can see from the cow dung, actually it has the highest concentration of ammonia, methane, then hydrogen sulfide, hydrogen, carbon dioxide. All these gases, they are inflammable. We can use as a alternate source of energy. So we will see also biogas management. Then after that, these microorganisms can be also used in the field of organic farming, like they can be used as a biofertilizer. Okay, so lots of biofertilizers are here, like bacteria, azolla, anabaena, nostoc, then some fungus are there, when endomycorrhiza, exomycorrhiza, ectomycorrhiza are used as a biofertilizer, because nowadays we actually are concerned about the chemicals. Nowadays we have a different concept of organic farming, where the chemicals, basically the fertilizers, chemical fertilizers are not used, chemical pesticides, chemical insecticides are not used, because those chemicals harm us and also the related other living organisms. It can completely change the ecosystem, imbalance the ecosystem. So that's why nowadays microorganisms are used as a biofertilizer also. We will see all those bacteria, fungi, then the blue-green algae, cyanobacteria, all these things we will see in the biofertilizer. Then after that we will see the biocontrol agent. Okay, so what are the biocontrol agents? See, suppose some of the organisms are the pest of some plant. Okay, suppose this is one plant, tobacco plant. In a tobacco plant, there is a pest called cotton bollworm. So in the cotton plant, this cotton bollworm completely destroyed the seeds. So to kill that cotton bollworm without hampering or without killing the other organisms like birds, other insects, even the plants and other organisms like animals also, some type of microorganisms are used. They are very much species specific. That means this, suppose microorganisms, one is there, that is Bacillus thuringiensis, BT. So this BT is able to, this can kill only that cotton bollworm. Okay, so it can kill only that insect without hampering or without damaging the other life forms. Otherwise, if you use some type of chemical insecticides, it is not only killing that specific pest, but it can also kill the other organisms. So that's why these biocontrol agents are used nowadays, which is species specific, which will kill only that pest but not the other organisms. Okay, so our chapter is only all about this. So every other part we will see the different type of microbes in different areas. So first of all, we will see the microbes in the household. So how it will helpful in our kitchen, or what type of microorganisms or their products we can use in our house, in our home. We will see all of those. Okay, so let's just see the microbes in the household. So let's just see these microbes, they are used in the household. So the first example, we will see the use of microbe, that is in the production of curd. So what is curd actually? See, first of all, we will take the milk. Okay, so this milk will be added with inoculum. Then after that, after 2-3 days, or within 1 day also it is possible, if it gets the proper temperature, then it will convert into curd. Now what is curd? See, first of all we will take the milk. So milk is rich in all those products, like carbohydrate is present, simplest form of carbohydrate is there. Along with that, other necessary fats and other nutrients are present. But yes, whenever there is a bacteria added to the milk, then its nutritional value, its nutritional value will be increased. Okay, so that microorganism that work on the milk, that is known as the lactic acid bacteria. So this lactic acid bacteria, that is also known as LAB, or simply we can also call this lactic acid bacteria as lactobacillus, right? So whenever lactobacillus work on the milk, it partially digests the milk protein. Okay, so what the lactobacillus will do on this milk, that it convert the milk into curd, it partially digest the milk protein. Okay, so whenever it partially digests the milk protein, then it will convert into curd, right? Now what is inoculum? See, inoculum means, you can see that whenever your mother form the curd, then she adds 1 spoon of curd into the milk. So that 1 spoon of the curd, that has millions of lactic acid bacteria. So it is given to the milk as a source of the lactobacillus so that it can grow in the milk. So whenever this bacteria gets the enough or sufficient environment, sufficient temperature and the food, that is the protein, then it releases this acid which will break down partially the milk protein and it convert into the curd, right? So this lactobacillus help this milk to convert into curd. Now one thing we have to know, this milk, if it converts into curd, then this curd is actually it convert and it have some more nutritional value than milk. So that's why there is a question generally is asked that curd is beneficial over milk. Okay, so why curd is taken or it is considered beneficial over milk? The reason is this curd have some additional vitamins. So what vitamin is present in the curd which is not present in the milk? That is the vitamin B12, right? So this vitamin B12 is very much important. So this vitamin B12 is present in the curd which is not present in the milk. So that's why curd is more beneficial. Some of the people, they can be milk intolerant. They are lactose intolerant. The people, they cannot take milk. As we grow older, then also this happens that the production of lactase enzyme, they start to decrease in our digestive system. So that's why we cannot digest the milk. If we cannot digest the milk, okay, it produces the gas and we start to have acidity, then we should avoid milk. And as a supplementary, what we can take is curd. So this curd have some beneficial value. You get all the necessary nutrients as the milk, but additionally it will also have vitamin B12, which is very much important for our body. Next one, which is now very much important, this curd, this is also useful for our digestive system, because whenever it enters into our digestive system, it checks the microorganism and fight against all those microorganisms from our side. So it will also check the other pathogens, the disease-causing organisms, the disease-causing microorganisms, and fight against those from our side. Okay, so that microorganism that is suppose in our digestive system present, they are causing some problems, hampering the digestion. If we take curd, then this curd which have this lactobacillus, which is now beneficial for us. They enter into our digestive system and it can convert, it will check the other microorganism if it is present in our digestive system. After that, see the next type of product which is also very much important and we use it from the time immemorial, that is cheese. Okay, so what is the cheese actually? It is the coagulated milk protein, okay, along with casein. Okay, so this cheese, this is very much important, okay, and it is used as also a type of food product. So there are different type of cheese that are available. Varieties of cheese are available. So just see what are those type of cheese. First of all, that type of cheese we see, isn't that? Suppose large holes are present. So this is one type of cheese. Next type of cheese, that is, this is around brown in color, okay, large holes are present as if they're releasing, suppose have some big holes. They are actually nothing but the space for the carbon dioxide, yes. And in some type of cheese you can see some green type of dots, some type of things are present, okay, some green type of structures, they start to develop as if it is going to have the fungus. Actually it has the fungus. So see, these are the different type of cheese. So the first type of cheese we see, this is the Swiss cheese. Okay, so what is the Swiss cheese? That is actually having one bacteria which is helping in producing that cheese. That is, whenever the milk is having or it is added with this bacteria, that is Propionibacterium shermani. Okay, so you have to remember the scientific name. It is very much important. Okay, you cannot spell it wrong or you cannot write it wrong. Okay, so Propionibacterium shermani, that is helping in the production of the Swiss cheese, right? Another type of, and yes, this thing you have to know, this Propionibacterium, it's a bacteria, right? Remember that. Next one, another type of cheese is Roquefort cheese. Okay, so what is the Roquefort cheese? It is actually one type of fungus work on the milk. What is that? That is Penicillium roqueforti. Okay, so what is this? This is one type of fungus, right? So this fungus work on the milk and is converting into the Roquefort cheese, which is also different in taste, texture, and also in taste. Okay, next one, the third one is Camembert cheese. So this is another type of cheese. Actually, if you count, there are varieties of cheese are available. So one type of cheese is there, that is the Camembert cheese. So this Camembert cheese is actually produced by Penicillium camemberti. Next type of product that is used in the household, this is also used in everyday uses. All of us, we have tasted bread. So what is the bread actually? This bread is also produced by a type of microorganism. That microorganism, actually the yeast, which is helping in the production of bread. So what is actually how the bread is formed? See, first of all, we take the wheat, right? And in the wheat, we will use the microorganism. That microorganism is used, that is yeast, okay, right? Then after that, we have to keep it overnight. Next day, whenever you see that dough of dough of the wheat, so whenever you see the dough, then you will see this dough is puffed up, right? So this, why actually this become this puffed up? This is the reason that this yeast actually undergo anaerobic respiration, and because of that anaerobic respiration, it produces ethyl alcohol and carbon dioxide. So this one, whenever you bake, right? So whenever you bake this dough, then you will get the bread, right? So actually how this happen, right? So just see, this is very much important that we know what is the wheat. This is nothing but very much good source of what? This is a source of starch, right? That means it is going to have carbohydrate. Carbohydrate means it is going to have glucose, right? Now, this glucose will undergo anaerobic respiration. Okay, that means glycolysis. So whenever it undergo anaerobic respiration, glycolysis, then what it is going to produce? The pyruvic acid, right? Now this pyruvic acid will undergo fermentation, right? So whenever it undergo fermentation, it produce what? It produce the ethyl alcohol, that is C5H10O5, right? And also ethyl alcohol. Okay, we'll see that this is ethyl alcohol or ethanol, right? And it produces carbon dioxide, right? So what will happen? This will undergo this anaerobic respiration. So whenever it undergo anaerobic respiration, then what we will get, that from that wheat, that starch undergo anaerobic respiration and it produce the ethyl alcohol and carbon dioxide. So that ethyl alcohol and carbon dioxide, whenever you bake, then it will evaporate. You know that alcohol evaporates. So this alcohol, that is ethyl alcohol, so this alcohol will evaporate, right? And this carbon dioxide too. So whenever this carbon dioxide and ethyl alcohol, they evaporates, what happen? Inside the dough, they leave some hole, and that makes the bread more softer and more puffier also, and it become porous also, right? So this is how actually the bread is formed. So you have to remember how actually this bread is formed. This is the process. So what is the name of this microorganism? This yeast actually. So remember that this is Saccharomyces cerevisiae. Okay, so remember that this Saccharomyces cerevisiae, this is also known as the baker's yeast. Okay, remember that this is known as the baker's yeast. Okay, remember this is very much important. This same Saccharomyces cerevisiae, this is also used in the beverage companies. That's why this same Saccharomyces cerevisiae is also known as brewer's yeast. Okay, we will see that. So this is how actually this bread is made. Okay, so first of all, what we have to do, make the dough with the wheat. Wheat is a good source of carbohydrate, that is starch, which will convert into glucose. The glucose will undergo anaerobic respiration, it produces pyruvic acid, and after that it will produce ethyl alcohol and carbon dioxide. Don't think that whenever we take bread we get ethyl alcohol. No, because this ethyl alcohol and carbon dioxide, they are going to get evaporated whenever we bake it. Okay, and whenever they evaporate, what we see that it leaves some pores that makes the bread softer, right? So that important microorganism, which is the main hero of this whole bread making process, that is Saccharomyces cerevisiae. Now after that, see the other type of products that is also used, we take it as a food also. What are they? Dosa and idli, all of us we take it, taste it. So how does dosa and idli are made? Okay, first of all, this rice or the black gram, okay, that are grinded, added water, then it is kept for one complete night. Then after that it will be the leuconostoc or streptococcus. This microorganism will work on the rice or the black gram, and in that liquidy dough it will work on that. It will ferment the rice or the black gram. Then after that, in the next day, we can able to prepare the dosa and idli. Next one, which is one very famous drink in the South India, that is toddy. So how this toddy is made? This toddy is actually made from the sap of the palm tree. So in the long trees, okay, palm trees, they make from the sap, actually they collect the juice, and after that this juice is allowed to get fermented by another microorganism, that is Caryota urens. So whenever it work on that, in the next day it becomes a very famous drink that is known as toddy. So this way we can get this products which is also used in the household. Another type of food products which actually also can be fermented. See, fish can be fermented, then the bamboo shoots that can be also fermented. Some another type of products we can get, like soybean and the wheat. If we ferment, then we get the soya sauce, right? Soya sauce is used in lots of Chinese products, isn't that? That is named as tempeh, tofu, sufu in Indonesia, Japan, or in China. This is also a very famous type of product that is used in the production of lots of dishes. We also use it. So these are the different type of products used. We take it directly, the microorganisms or their products in our household. We use it, we take it as a food. So from the time we take the curd or bread or the dosa, idli, toddy, then soya sauce, all of these things, what are they? They are actually the products of microbes. So these are all the types of examples. We have discussed the microbes in the household. In the next day we will see the microbes that are used in the industries. So that's all about the first part. Thank you.